Welcome to another immersive experience with Key Encounters. Let's talk about it. So the item that we have here is going to be from Thorn Brewing Company out of San Diego, California. And this is their Zero Gravity, 8% alcohol by volume. This is a 16 fluid ounce can. Let's see here. This is what I was looking for. They are certified with the Brewers Association Independent Craft, which means they'll never sell out. They like to stay where they're at, and they're all about the city of San Diego. I've actually had a pleasure of actually going to this brewery actually a few times. So it was really nice to actually pick this up at the brewery, which is really cool. So some of their items I get here in Las Vegas, but nothing beats getting something right at the source. So let's pour that in. Look at that. Now, I do know there's some sediment at the bottom, but I do not want to agitate it to where it's just going to get out of control, but it's okay. All right, let's get you on that. Looks good. And then let's dive. Ooh, very dank, botanical. It's got these characteristics of almost like, for me, I got that lime zest, ruby red grapefruit juice. I'm going to leave it there, or blood orange if you want to be. Also, there is this nice aromatics of papaya, but that's just me. So it's got like this almost tropical smell. Other than that, it doesn't smell ascorbic for sour notes. It's not malty for sweetness, but it's got this really wonderful bouquet of plant life. It's really nice. All right, let's dive right into it. By the way, it is wonderful. So as you guys can see here on the head, it's still holding up its retention, which also represents great quality in a beer. Good head in craft beer means everything, because as each of the bubbles start to, it's putting off these aromatics. Now, what would make the beer even better is once it reaches room temperature, which isn't hot, but it takes that ice chill off, and everything really works. Remember, your nose and your palate, once you smell, your palate receives, and then it works together if you're going to be able to consume it. So a good head retention on beer, especially craft beer, is a great way to really know the quality of that establishment. If you don't believe me, ask somebody who works in these places. So let's go ahead and get our taste on. Very creamy. Nice, delicate, and silky to the palate. Super creamy. It's frothing, and now it's bitter. There's that. That's an IPA. So it's got these bittering notes, or like, as for a lot of people, if you understand what tannins are in wine, this is the same thing with the hops. So that oily goodness. Now, some people really like that flavoring. So sometimes IPAs and pale ales aren't for everyone. The more bitter it is, the better it is for the beer. And that's why IPA is actually one of the #1 sought after beers, because everyone likes it. And that's just a nice, good trademark in the ales department. So as I'm talking here, there's a reason why I'm still talking, is because I want to know what the aftertaste is, or the finishing. That is nice. It's like almost that lime is there with that grapefruit. Everything else, I don't taste anything else. The beer is thirst quenching and crushable. If I were to let this get to room temperature, right, I would be able to crush it. This is a great beer just to tailgate. It's not too much. There's not a lot of complexity, but it's not underselling or underwhelming. It's really good, but it's not like a wild roller coaster. It is what it is. But each of these flavor profiles, such as the hops and everything else that portrays or is partaking in this beer, you have it. So refreshing, thirst quenching, and it's crushable. These three things are something I look for in all my beer. There are a lot of things I don't like in certain styles, but if those three markers hit, I'm drinking it, and without any question. Now, it is a simple item, and I highly recommend it. So the next time you're in San Diego, definitely check out Thorn. I highly recommend it, and definitely have a good time. And I want to say thank you for having this experience with me. And until next time, cheers.